Her name is Izzy Tichenor, okay? She committed suicide because she was being bullied. Now, when I first brought you this story, when I first talked about this story, it was deeply emotional. It was a difficult story to hear. It was a difficult story to tell, but it was way more difficult for that child to bear. I said during that reporting, the school system has blood on their hands. Now we have a new report. That new report highlights how much that school system contributed to the death of this 10-year-old child. Isabella Izzy Tichenor, 10 years of age, was allegedly bullied at Foxboro Elementary School in Farmington, Utah, for being autistic and black, which resulted in her dying by suicide in November. According to a report by KSL News Radio, based on an independent investigation commissioned by the Davis School District. The report, which was completed after the girl's death, found Foxboro failed to address the bullying allegations in a timely manner, okay? Now, naturally, we see a story like this, we assume that the bullying is coming from the students, her peer group. Well, yes, some of that was there as well. But we have just learned, based on this investigation, that one of her teachers actually said that she smelled. A special education teacher told Izzy that she smelled. It was actually soon after this, Izzy committed suicide. Let's put up a picture of the principal of Foxboro Elementary. Her name is Chris Whitaker. Chris Whitaker is in charge. Izzy's mother, according to the report, called the school claiming the same student, there's one student in the midst of this in particular, claiming the same student called Izzy's sister the N-word and touched her. But the school could not confirm the alleged incident after speaking with two potential witnesses. The investigation found the Foxboro staff did not acknowledge the district's definition of bullying, and the school fostered an environment where bullying went unreported and unaddressed. The staff also took months to create an official record for Tichenor's reports and only did that after she attempted suicide. There's more. The team was simply told to look at allegations from Tichenor's mother, Brittany Tichenor-Cox, surrounding race and or disability. So they said, make your scope narrow, which is a mistake. During the course of the investigation, the team did find that Tichenor-Cox complained to the district that her daughter was being bullied for her hygiene. Now remember, the district, the investigators, those looking into it, they wanted to limit the scope of the investigation to two variables. The reason why they wanted to do that is because they can then fix the conclusion by saying that the bullying was not excessive, or saying the bullying was only attributed to A and B, but not C. This was also a way to not include what the teacher did to the child by not focusing on the fact that a teacher said that this child smelled bad and it contributed to her suicide. Do you see the game they're playing up front? There's more. Izzy's bullying allegations were not the first the Davis County School District had come across. Before her death, the Justice Department had done a detailed report on Black and Asian American students being harassed within what? That same school district, Davis School District, per CNN. The DOJ found students' reports and complaints went deliberately ignored, such as Izzy's. Let's be very clear about this. I don't give a damn what the rules say at the school, and I don't care what the law says in your state. You are responsible for this child's death. I'm talking to the administrators at that school. You are adults. Children can be rude, children can be dismissive, children can be mean, but you are adults. And I don't care what others may say to protect your fragile ego right now. Oh, it's not your fault. There's nothing you could have done. Damn lies. It is your fault, and there are things you could have done. Now wear that. Nobody is going to arrest you, unfortunately. You won't go to jail. Hell, I highly doubt any of you will even lose your jobs. But maybe take this as an opportunity to do better. It's unfortunate a 10-year-old child had to die, but you ought to start doing your jobs and taking these things seriously. Racial bullying is real. A 10-year-old killing herself. A 10-year-old should not even know what suicide means. She killed herself because you all were inactive and decided to become her bullies too. You have to understand that school teachers and administrators, your words are heavy. They're heavy. They can't just brush off your words like they can with maybe a peer. Perhaps they can do it with a peer, but it becomes damn near impossible with somebody in a position of such public trust. Woz, what are your thoughts here?
Man, I have to echo your sentiments on that. It's crazy because, like you said, you expect this type of behavior from young kids. Kids are gonna say some crazy, cruel things at times. However, it's the people in authority, and we say it all the time, especially here. I find we end up covering institutional failure and the lack of accountability on the parts of the people who set the culture of the place. If a teacher is participating in this level of abhorrent behavior, the students are gonna have no choice but to follow suit. And I think, you talked about the investigation that comes after. And whenever, and you astutely pointed it out, whenever you hear something about, well, they're narrowing the scope, what they're trying to communicate to us is, oh, we're pinpointing this. This is gonna be exact. When realistically, all they're doing is they're excluding a host of other infractions so that they don't have to actually face any accountability. They're not being more precise. They're not being more, pinpoint in their inquiry. They're basically covering tail, and basically, trying to skate on just the worst type of injustice whenever a child's life is taken.
That's right, and Republicans would like you to think that critical race theory, something that's not even taught in K through 12 education, should be the legislative focus of what they do to enhance or better K through 12 education. I guarantee you not one of those conservatives, and hell, maybe not even the Democrats in that state, will create legislation to solve this issue inside of the school system, a real problem being faced by students right now.